Last season, 2025-2026, was not a good season for Chelsea Football Club. Chelsea fans are not happy. The players are not happy. Everything just collapsed. Everything that the owner, in their language, felt that they are building collapsed in the twinkling of an eye. Forgive my grammar. But that being said, last season we started with Enzo Maresca, who was, very, very proud to take this club to the next level. Unfortunately, with the injury of Levi Colwill, everything started to crumble. Enzo Maresca came out, to say that he needed a centre-back. Unfortunately for the owner, they said there's nothing they could do. He needs to manage what he has. Since then, everything has been going up and down with injuries, with players coming off and up injury and all that. From there, Enzo Maresca left his job in the middle of the season. This was not good enough. Then the owners, especially at Bali, looked into the market and found, according to himself, which he called the perfect replacement, whom everybody looked at, we were so surprised when we saw the replacement of Enzo Maresca, who happened to be Liam Rosinho. A lot of Chelsea fans kept asking questions. What is the achievement of Liam Rosinho? What is Liam Rosinho bringing to Chelsea Football Club? The media houses, a lot of people questioned the appointment of Liam Rosinho, and to the surprise of all of us, we saw Liam Rosinho became Chelsea manager. This appointment, however, was not a successful appointment. What then led to the sack of Liam Rosinho, right, is not what is so shocking to everybody. As we could see that the players were not willing to play for him, everything turned upside down, result was not going in our way. In fact, Chelsea were breaking their own record of 1990s, 1980s. Chelsea were breaking this negative record, and the fans were not happy about this. With the sack of Liam Rosinho, now we have the new manager who happened to be, so shocking to a lot of Chelsea fans, Xavi Alonso. The purpose of this video is just to look into the kind of players that Xavi Alonso will want to retain at Chelsea. What players do we think Xavi Alonso will retain? What kind of player do we think Xavi Alonso will sell? Don't forget, with the appointment of Xavi Alonso, a lot of Chelsea have the hope that Chelsea will get back to the next level, because Xavi Alonso is going to be the first managerial appointment since the Bluco took over Chelsea Football Club. All the appointments that have been made is just majorly on head coach. Now we have a full manager at Chelsea Football Club. So we just want to look into the fact that what kind of player will stay at Chelsea, which player are going to leave Chelsea. This is just my own recommendation, if I may put it that way. This is my own way of saying that this player should stay, this player should stay, this player should leave. So we look at everything just in a moment. We look at it together, and then we make submission, the kind of player that are going to stay, who is going to leave. Number one, I think in terms of sales, Liam Delap. Liam Delap should be sold. Liam Delap have offered nothing to this football club. Liam Delap has not shown a glimpse of a professional footballer. Liam Delap, as far as Chelsea is concerned, is the worst striker ever that has ever played for our beautiful jersey. Liam Delap has not offered anything. In fact, at a point, I thought Liam Delap, was a ball boy, because there is nothing he was offering. It was like, just like a -1 up there. Sometimes you look at Liam Delap, you feel like, is Liam Delap really playing for Chelsea or playing against Chelsea? So these are questions that we ask ourselves anytime we see Liam Delap. So for this reason, Liam Delap was bought in for £30 million, and I believe that Liam Delap should be sold. Another player I'm looking at is Wesley Fofana. Wesley Fofana is earning £200,000 a week, and I have to be honest with you, Wesley Fofana has become a liability. Wesley Fofana has become something that I don't understand. He has become a shadow of himself. I made a video yesterday, and I was complaining that this guy has received 2 red cards on 2 occasions this season, and on those 2 occasions he was laughing. Wesley Fofana did not show professionalism on these two occasions. So for this reason, I believe Wesley Fofana should be sold. Also, let's talk about Enzo Fernandez. Yes, myself, I would love if Enzo Fernandez can stay at Chelsea. But with this rumor, everything flying all around, Enzo Fernandez, talking about, I want to play for Real Madrid, talking about, playing, in Spain. And with the fact that news are coming out that Manchester City are looking at bringing in Enzo Fernandez to Manchester City. So we cannot, we cannot stop Enzo Fernandez from leaving Chelsea. But as far as I'm concerned, if he wants to leave, let him leave. But on a serious note, I think we can keep Enzo Fernandez. He's not a bad player if we are being honest with ourselves. But I'm just angry with the fact that, he went about talking about, how he fancy Real Madrid, how he fancy living in Spain and all that. Because the question I keep asking is, where was Real Madrid when Chelsea were fighting to bring you to the bridge, right? So these are the issues I have with Enzo Fernandez. But for me, I think we should keep Enzo Fernandez, right? Pedro Neto. I think Pedro Neto should be sold. If Pedro Neto, in pre-season, if it did not improve, I think we can, make a lot of money from Pedro Neto. I think a lot of clubs will be willing to pay about 65-70 million pounds for Pedro Neto if he is well packaged and if he plays well in the World Cup. I think we're going to get a good value for our money on Pedro Neto. Next player I want to talk about is Mamadou Sarr. This is one of the mistakes of Luko. A lot of people will think because Mamadou Sarr played well for Senegal national team, automatically means he will play well at Chelsea. Unfortunately, this thing doesn't happen. He played well at Strasbourg. In fact, he was the engine room in that defense. Unfortunately, now he's at Chelsea. He now looks like a shadow of himself. If I may say, Chelsea should loan him. Let him go to another league. Let him go to Spain. Or if Chelsea want him to get a first-team experience, I would say let him go to Premier League. Let him go to Premier League and have more Premier League experience, get more playing time. A team like Crystal Palace is not too bad. Or let's look at teams that are coming back to the league, are coming from League One to the league, to the Premier League. I think he can as well do well in those clubs. Moses Caicedo. We all know my opinion on Moses Caicedo. Of course, I want Moses Caicedo to stay. I love Moses Caicedo. I know that this season has not been good, right? It's not only for Moses Caicedo. This season has not been good for most of our players. Most of our players are not really, doing so well this season. So I would not want to crucify Moses Caicedo and say, oh, Moses Caicedo is this, is bad. No. I believe Moses Caicedo can actually play so well next season. And for this reason, I will say Moses Caicedo should be kept at Chelsea. João Pedro, this is not even enough for debate because I want João Pedro to stay. Chelsea has said, look, Barcelona, you need to keep off. This player is not for sale. And I love that from the club. I love the fact that the club owed João Pedro, to that IS team. They value him so well and they feel like if we sell João Pedro, we don't have this kind of profile in the market at the moment. So selling him now is just like making a mistake and it's better for us to keep him for next season. Another player I want us to talk about is Malo Gusto. For me, I think Malo Gusto should be sold. Malo Gusto is good, but it's just a little bit above average. Let's say maybe 60%, right? 55-60%, because Malo Gusto, in terms of what we want, in terms of challenging for Premier League next season, I don't think Malo Gusto can offer much. If I'm being honest with myself, maybe I'm wrong. You can correct me in the comment section, right? And if you have watched this video up to this moment, I want to persuade you to please subscribe, share, like, and comment 1 or 2. This is one of the things that motivate us, in doing all of this, right? So let's talk about another player, Levi Colwill. I feel Levi Colwill should stay at Chelsea. We all know this guy came back from injury, and we could see all those, line-breaking passes that Levi Colwill, brought back to that team. I love what I saw with Levi Colwill. I believe that Chelsea needs to go into the market and get us a very good, centre back, so we can have a beautiful centre back pairing of Levi Colwill and one of the best centre back, in Europe, which is, I think, we should be able to compete better next season. Another player I will talk about is Trevor Chalobah. A lot of people are having doubts about Trevor Chalobah, but I will say that for injury purpose, let Trevor Chalobah stay. We can keep Trevor Chalobah, right? I love him so much because you can see that he's a player that is very, very serious, and I believe that in the kind of profile of Xavi Alonso, he should be able to manage this guy, to be one of the best in the league, right? And coupled with the fact that we have just one game in a week to play next season, Trevor Chalobah should actually do better. That's my own opinion on Trevor Chalobah. Okay, Philip Jorgensen. We all know that Philip Jorgensen will be sold. This is not negotiable. I don't see any value that Philip Jorgensen brought to Chelsea. I don't see it. If I'm being honest with you, I don't see it. Robert Sanchez. A lot of Chelsea fans has, complained that this guy has made about 4 errors this season leading to goals, and he keeps making errors. But I want to believe that Liam Rossini also contributed to this. That's what I want to believe, because he was doing so well before Maresca left, but when Liam Rossini came in, that confidence was damaged. I think we should keep him, but we can bring in another goalkeeper next season to compete, with him, right? Another person I want to talk about is Mike Penders. Mike Penders should be kept at Chelsea, so Mike Penders can, just give that competitive, side to the goalkeeping department. What do I mean? With Mike Penders, we know that he's a good ball-playing goalkeeper, and he can give options to Xavi Alonso. That's what I'm thinking, right? Also, I want to say that for the fact that we have Mike Penders, Chelsea should also look into the market, bring us a good ball-playing goalkeeper who knows how to cut his onions, right? Marco Kurela, for me, I believe that Marco Kurela has 2 years left on his contract. For Chelsea to get maximum value on their money, let him be sold to Spain. He wants to go to Spain, let him go to Spain. Chelsea can sell him off for better amount of money if only he refuses to sign a new contract. But if he wants to sign a contract, let him stay. Another player I want to talk about is Alejandro Garnacho. Everybody knows that I don't like this guy as a player, not as a person, right? I don't like Alejandro Garnacho, and I believe that Garnacho should be sold off. He has not offered anything for us this season, and I think he should be sold. Jamie Gittins, ladies and gentlemen, we all know everybody knows what I feel about Jamie Gittins right from the onset. I don't like this guy. Even when they were bringing him, I said, this guy, I don't think he can offer us that much. I don't think he can offer us that much, right? I had my doubts, but I felt like since he's in Chelsea, all we needed is just to support him. But even when he's not injured, he's not giving us much. So Chelsea fans, what do you think about that? Reece James, of course, we have to keep Reece James. We have to keep Kopama as well. And then Joriato needs to be kept at the club. This guy, when he came, he was not doing so well, but now you can see that his confidence has improved. This is a guy that that he's very serious with his career. He's not joking around. He knows that Chelsea is a serious club. He knows what he's into, and he's proving himself. Tosin Adarabioyo, I think this guy should be sold. There's nothing much this elder is bringing to the club. Tosin Adarabioyo should be sold. Dario Esugo, let Dario Esugo go on loan. I remember that when Dario Esugo was bought to Chelsea, they said he's going to give Moses Caicedo a lot of rest. Unfortunately, it is Moses Caicedo giving him rest. He has been injured since. We haven't got much of him. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but I feel he should go on loan. Andre Santos, I will be honest with you. I don't believe in Andre Santos. Let Andre Santos be sold. We cannot keep every player. That's just, if we are being honest with ourselves, we can't keep everybody. We can't, unless we are being honest, we are being dishonest with ourselves. We cannot keep everybody. And the Santos is not what we need at this football club. Please let him be sold. If he plays well in the next club, we wish him all the best. Estava William, I think we should keep Estava William. And also Josh Achimpong, let him go on loan. Let's just go on loan. There's nothing much he's going to offer. Badiashile should be sold, please. I don't want to hear Badiashile. Let him be sold, please. Romeo Lavia, sold. No question. Let him be sold. Maguire, we need to sell Maguire. Disasi, I am in the middle for Disasi. Let's see if Xavi Alonso comes in. Let's see if he can be able to help. Let's see what he wants to offer in pre-season. If not, let him be sold. Mueka Forgive me if I don't pronounce it so well. Let him go on loan. Emmanuel Emeya coming back. He's coming from Strasbourg to Chelsea. I don't think he's ready yet. Let him go on loan. Nicolas Jackson. Chelsea can discuss with Nicolas Jackson if he wants to remain at Chelsea Football Club. I believe that Nicolas Jackson can still be a backup. It can be a backup. Don't send Nicolas Jackson. We can keep Nicolas Jackson. However, if Nicolas Jackson wishes to leave, who am I to say he should not?